Hello, wrestling card collectors. Welcome back to CollectAWrestlePalooza. Today I'm going to be opening up this box on video. It contains 13 wrestling cards I bought from one seller on eBay. I bought them all at the same time with combined shipping. I'm going to talk about the economics of these cards, why I purchased them, how much I paid, and what I hope to sell them for. I'm going to explain a little bit about my thought process and why I purchased these particular cards. Enjoy.
CollectAWrestlePalooza. CollectAWrestlePalooza.
All right, so here's the box of cards. I'm going to start by talking a little bit about the economics. So, as I mentioned, there's 13 wrestling cards in here. I spent $216 for all 13 cards. That comes out to about $16 a card in cost. Now, my goal is always to make 50%. And what I mean by that is I like to mark my products up by 50% of the purchase price. So if my cost all in is $16, which as I stated is about what it works out to on average per card, I'd like to sell the card for $24. Now, that would be $16 plus 50% of 16, which is 8, equals 24. And then factoring in eBay fees and all of those types of things, which are about 12%, that would mean that I would ask $28 a card for these cards. So what I like to do is I buy the cards, I set what my target selling rate is, and then I'll put them out for that price or maybe a little bit more, and I'll wait. And I'll see if the market will go up enough to warrant a purchase at that price. Or I will hold the cards in my personal collection and just monitor the sales of a similar card on eBay and post them when they're selling for about my target selling rate. And I track all this stuff on a spreadsheet. And as I mentioned, the $216 investment, that included all shipping, fees, eBay fees, etc., etc. I always look for combined shipping because that can bring down your price per card immensely if you're able to do that. So let me get into it here. All right, so I took off the end of the box and I'll start to reveal these cards one by one. And as I'm doing so, I'm going to explain why $16 a card for all-in purchase price was attractive to me. These are all CSG slabbed cards. Now, current slab costs from CSG, I just looked it up, are $12 for economy, bulk. So even if you have enough cards to grade with CSG to get that price level, you're going to spend at least $12 a card, plus freight, I imagine, to get the cards to the company. So that would imply that there's a $4 value in the card plus a $12 value baseline in the slab. And I thought these cards raw were all worth more than about $4. So that was my first thought process. And then, of course, that also implies that you are spending $12 without knowing what grade you're going to get. So that $12 investment would be a CSG card of any grading value. And these were all graded pretty high, CSG 9s or 8.5s if I remember correctly, which is essentially their mints. They're a strict grading card company. So I thought buying a number of 8.5 or 9 CSG cards, all at that $16 price point all in, was actually a steal. So I'm going to go through the cards. This one here is an 85 tops. It's the Jimmy Superfly Snuka sticker. Now, whatever you think about Jimmy Snuka in his personal life, I know that there are rumors that he actually murdered, I believe, his girlfriend or wife. He is a WWE, WWF Hall of Famer, best known for jumping off the cage and doing his Superfly splash at Madison Square Garden. I don't remember who he was splashing at that time. If you guys remember, please leave a comment and fill me in. But still a great card. The 85 stickers are iconic. Top stickers. They have been replicated in later wrestling card series. So great little purchase there. Moving on. Next card, one of my favorite WWF stars, King Kong Bundy. This one got an 8.5, and it's from the 1987 Topps WWF card series. So again, really nice card. This one does have some information on the back of the card. CSG 8.5, King Kong Bundy. famously wrestled Hulk Hogan in WrestleMania 2. Those of you that don't remember how big a character King Kong Bundy was, in addition to his physical stature, that's all you need to know is he was a headliner of the second WrestleMania. And also did wrestle in the first WrestleMania. Had a famous squash match against, I believe, S.D. Jones. And I think it's the quickest match in WrestleMania history. If I remember correctly, he threw him against the turnbuckles, did an avalanche, and pinned him immediately. I don't know if they were running short on time or if that was planned, but Bundy dominated S.D. Jones in WrestleMania 1. Here's a Killer Khan with Mr. Fuji. Of course, Mr. Fuji, a Hall of Fame manager. Killer Khan, a pretty interesting wrestler. If I remember correctly, he did spew green mist to the likes of the Great Muta and some of the other legendary wrestlers. Killer Khan was the WWF version of that character. Again, Wrestling Stars, 1987. Love the 87 tops branding. Love the way the cards look with the red, white, and blue. I think that those, as a set, have a tremendous eye appeal and are going to be cards to hold on to into the future. I'm going to move the box out of the way so I can stage the cards in the back as I open them here. Look at this one. What a steal. 8.5 Andre the Giant sticker from the classic 87 stickers. My favorite stickers of all time with a fluorescent background. That's a great card. And like I said, I paid $216 for all of them. Some of the cards were a little more expensive, some of them were less, but I'm just cost averaging it to get a sense of what I paid. Another steal. CSG 8.5 Hulk Hogan sticker. I mean, this card goes for $100 plus in an 8, in a PSA 8. Getting an 8.5 for a cost average $16. What a great deal. And I just happened upon the auctions. I don't know why people were not buying these cards, but there was a whole lot of them from one seller, all ending at the same time. Always check your auctions, guys. Check for all the exotic slab companies. Don't just look for PSAs, and you're going to find some great deals out there. 8.5, another Jimmy Snuka. This one might be better displayed like this. Him jumping off the turnbuckle, getting ready for his Superfly splash. Another 8.5, 1985 Jimmy Snuka sticker. I feel like that one is just an iconic image as well. I don't know why, but that image of him flying through the air on a sticker, I feel like that has great eye appeal for years to come. Greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, Honky Tonk Man, again in an 8.5. This is from the 87 Topps series. Koko Ware, 8.5 CSG, another 1987 Topps. Does not show Frankie on this card, unfortunately, but still an amazing card from the early days of wrestling. I should say the early days of modern wrestling. There are, of course, some card sets from prior to the 80s, going all the way back to the 30s and 50s, but the 80s is when the cards really started being produced. And I don't think they were produced in great quantities like they are today. I could be wrong. There could be more out there than people realize. We don't really know what the quantities of some of these cards are because a lot of times people judge pop counts by the slab companies. And of course, because they've only started to gain value recently, there may be a lot more in people's closets than we realize, but I'm willing to take that risk that they're a lot less abundant than the baseball and football and basketball cards that were also produced in the 80s. Here's an 8.5 Tito Santana. We've got an 8.5 George the Animal Steele, CSG again. This is from the 87 Topps. That is a puzzle back, but love those stickers with a fluorescent background. What an amazing card. Is George Steele in the Hall of Fame? I don't know. I think he may be, but I'm not certain of that. 8.5 Mr. Fuji, just a classic portrait image. This, of course, is from the 85 tops, which I believe is a little more sought after than the 87s. And I prefer the 85 tops that don't have the little comics and the little logos and that sort of thing. I like the straight up portrait 85 tops. So for a Hall of Fame manager, I think that's a great card with a description on the back. Here's another gem. Another Hulk Hogan sticker. Great image of him. I think he's in front of the Washington Monument there. Love that the sticker's the whole card, and look at how nicely centered that is. A lot of those stickers were not printed very well, and the centering is off. I'm actually surprised it only got an 8.5. I'll have to look at the surface later for imperfections, but what an amazing card for $16 cost average. Finally, I've been talking about this guy. I've said collect him. He's a crossover star, has film roles, roles in politics. Jesse the Body Ventura, another 8.5 from the 1985 sticker series. And I think that's it. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards. That does it, guys. Let me know how you think I did. I'm pretty thrilled with this pickup. I think it was a great investment, and I think I should have no problem moving these cards when I decide to set them up in my own store. Let me know what you think. Thank you, as always, for following the channel. If you've made it this far in the video, you've probably found some value in the content. And if you have found value in the content, please take the time to like this video, or even better, subscribe to the channel. And even if you don't, I really hope you have a great week. Enjoy the hobby.
CollectAWrestlePalooza. CollectAWrestlePalooza.